Hello. What we'll be doing is an overview on the sales type menu for the POTS system. All your basic functions that you need to do at a POTS counter are here in one easy place to use. You can use the mouse or you can use a function key. What we're going to do is just cover each one of these buttons and explain why would you want to use them and basically what they're for. You're going to get a lot more detail, for example, on POTS invoices, POTS return, and a POT estimate. Watch the video for each one of these sections where you'll get a detailed step-by-step how to handle each and every function within these sections. So, if you're doing a POTS invoice, obviously you'd click here. If you're doing a POTS return, click here. If you're doing an estimate, click here. Like I said before, watch the detailed video of each one of those options. Let's look at customer payment. Why would you use that? Well, customer payment is for customer owes you some money and now he paying something on an account. Put in who you are. You put in who the customer is. This is our standard lookup screen. Basically, the way it works is if you typed in the customer's account number or the telephone number, it would go directly to that customer and you would avoid a lookup. If you use an alphabetical, it'll give you an alphabetical listing of all your customers that begin with that MO. You also have the keyword search where you can type in anything you want, whether it be a registration number, whether it be last name, first name, and it'll go, we only have one Larry, so that's all we have. Larry owes us $1,200. If he wants to pay $100 on his account, we can pay by gift card by hitting F2. We can put in exactly what this payment's for. Maybe it's for a work order. Maybe it's for a POT invoice that he hasn't paid for yet. We're all going to put the method of payment. If he says he's giving us cash, he gives us a $100 bill. There's no change we need to worry about. Now my receipt is printed. That $100 has now been posted to his account. So that's used for taking payments for a particular customer. Not deposits. This is for a payment with somebody in accounts receivable with a balance due. You also can take a payment if somebody wants to prepay for something. Okay. Add POTS to a service work order. What that's for is when you need to add POTS to a service work order. We can click on this here. Our standard lookup. If you know the work order number, you could type it in and it'll go directly to that work order. If you just hit the enter key, it'll give you all your outstanding work orders. They are color coded. Green means obviously the work order's been finished. It's waiting for the customer to pick it up. Red means that there are POTS outstanding. They've been ordered and they haven't come in yet. Let's pick a particular work order here. And here's jobs. This particular work that we want to add is for this job here. Here's the things that have been added to it prior to us coming in here. Now I can do whatever I want to do, all the basic invoice functions. There again, you need to watch the video, basic invoice functions, where I can add, delete, do whatever I wish to do. When you're done doing all your basic invoice functions, watching that video, you'll hit save, and now whatever changes I've made are now reflected on that service work order. Okay. Work in progress. Well, what is work in progress? Let's just click on it and take a look. Work in progress is anything that's outstanding, not completed yet. And I'm going to show you exactly what is in there. If you know the work order number, you would type it in. If not, you can just do a standard lookup. But this is what is in what we call a work in progress. They're typically things that are in limbo where they're not complete yet. For example, if you did a POTS invoice for a particular customer, you know, that invoice, one or two things are going to happen. The customer's going to call up and say, yes, I want those POTS at that particular time. It's going to pull them out of inventory, a special order of the POTS you don't have, and turn it into an actual real sale. Or if he calls up and says, I don't want that estimate, I changed my mind, you can delete it. Service pick list. What's a service pick list? The system has the capability. There again, some dealers do not want the service personnel to be pulling POTS from inventory. What they want the service personnel, the mechanics, to actually create a pick list of the POTS needed for a job. So mechanic can look them up on the fiche, pick the POTS that they want, create what we call a service pick list, and then submit it to the POTS department so they'll be the ones that actually pull it out of inventory and give it to the service department and put it over on the service bill. Watch the detail on how to do that if that's the way you run your business. Mail order sale. Mail order sale is much, much different than an over-the-counter sale. Typically, somebody's calling you up on the phone. You're taking an order. You're going to save that order. You're going to usually print out a pick ticket. And at some point in time, you're going to pick those parts, put them in a box, and ship them out. So it's in a work in progress. It's going to get shipped out at some point in time. Special orders received. Anytime a customer special orders a part, when that part comes in, it goes into what we call our work in progress. It's customers waiting to pick up these parts. It'll automatically send an email to the customers letting them know the parts are here. So when they do walk in, you'll just type in the customer's telephone number, and that invoice will pop up telling the customer exactly what his balance due is. Also with the event processing, he'll get an email telling him exactly what he owes to pick up the parts. Web imports are also here. Web imports are sales that came in from your shopping cart software. So if you have shopping cart software and you're importing sales, they'll all be coded as web import sales. Obviously, at some point in time, you're going to be shipping that out. Also rebates. Many manufacturers have rebates. Rebates like Yamaha has a rebate where if you buy certain types of products, they'll give the customer a $200 or $300 rebate so they can use that for purchasing parts in the future. There again, watch the video on how to handle rebates for more detailed information. Saved orders. Well, a saved order is just a basic. Somebody can be at the parts counter saying, look, I want these parts. Then at the last minute say, look, I forgot my wallet. Have to go home and get it, or maybe I'll come back tomorrow. Can you save these parts for me? I'll pick them up later. That's a saved order. You've taken the order. You're not giving it to the customer at that particular time. You're going to save it, give it to them later. Okay, so that's the type of things that you'll see in your work in progress, and you can just pick the ones that you're looking to see at that particular time. Mail order sale. I talked about mail order sale a few minutes ago. There again, watch the video that goes into this in much more detail, but a mail order sale, there again, it's much, much different than over the counter. Typical mail order sale, somebody calls up on the phone, you're taking the order, you're going to save that order, possibly print out a pick ticket, and ship it out at some other time. Adding parts to a unit or a deal. What does this function for? Basically, we have three ways you can take parts and put them onto a deal. You can actually take a part and put it right onto a deal. Typical example would be a customer's buying a motorcycle, and along with the motorcycle he wants to buy a helmet and leathers and a bunch of other accessories, and you want to put it all on one invoice and finance it all together. You would use add parts to a deal. Another example would be you want to just add parts to a unit. Maybe you have a boat, and when you sell that boat, regardless, you want it, anybody that buys that boat, regardless of who buys it, you want life preservers, you want an anchor, you want some things to always go with that particular unit. So regardless, whoever buys that unit is going to get those parts along with the unit. This option here, there again, would be used for maybe you just want to add certain things from your part system and you want the cost to go over to the particular deal, but you don't want anybody to see the parts. There again, watch the video for more detail on how to use this. We're just giving you a quick overview on what these things are used for. Stock status. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Let's quickly go in here. You can type in any particular part you want, and it just gives you the status of what's going on with that part. Obviously, it tells me I have 457 in stock. Here's my price. That's where it's located. This is the last date that I sold it. This is the last date that I ordered. Here's a 13-month rolling calendar of what's going on with sales. October of this year, I haven't sold any. October of last year, I sold 99. You can also click here and see all your alternate suppliers from this particular part. You can actually get a little bit more information and gives you a little bit more information of what's going on with that particular part, what your suggested price is, what your price is, and so forth. Okay, what is order inventory parts? Well, that's very important. In the course of the day, you're going back to the parts and you notice that you may need something. And this is, we basically have an internal notepad that basically says anytime you think there's something that needs to be ordered, we'll tell the computer. And when somebody does the order, it'll remind them that these parts need to be ordered. For example, if I go back there and I know I'm getting kind of low on a particular part, I can type in the part number. It tells me that, okay, I have 457 in stock. Is the last date, but decide maybe I want to say, look, next time we do a order, and this happens to be Yamaha, I want to have 100 that's for stock, not for a customer, but for stock. Well, I can just type in 100, and now it's going to say, okay, this is just for stock, no big deal, not a big hurry, but next time somebody orders that vendor, I just want to remind them to order another 100. Now, there's some other buttons here. What's this here? Show order. This here just lets you know, all right, we've already ordered 100 of these. This is the date we ordered them, and it's for stock. So that just lets you know on any particular part. If you click on that, it'll let you know if anybody has already put this in to be ordered. Maybe you forgot if you did it, and you want to, well, did I put this in already or not? If you do type in the same number twice, it'll remind you that, hey, you've done this already. Do you want to add to it, or do you don't? Did you just make a mistake? Okay. Another thing you can do here is, let's just do this here. You can type in a pot. In this particular case here, okay, we don't have any in stock. We've never really sold this, never ordered it, but maybe I want to order 10. And if we have more than one supplier, it'll list all those different suppliers. And you can actually pick and choose who do you want to order this from now. If I order from my main supplier, that's what it's going to cost me. But these are other suppliers. I can get a little bit cheaper from this one. If I want to change who I want to order this from, then there again, you can just double click on it, and now it's going to order it from that supplier, and it's going to tell me how many I'm ordering. Another thing, at any point in time, if you just want to check it, this will tell you all the different pots that somebody's ordered for stock. And it'll organize them by date. So obviously on this date, somebody put 3 pots in, they haven't been ordered yet. When they're ordered, it'll tell me who they've been ordered from, the PO number, and what the status is of them. Okay, that is order inventory pots. Just a clipboard. When we go into the ordering system and we say, what do I need to order? All those pots are going to be sorted by manufacturer, and it'll tell me each and every one that needs to be ordered. Special order inquiry. That's basically inquiring when a customer calls up and says, hey, what's going on with my pots? I ordered something a week ago, 10 days ago, a month ago. What's the status? Obviously, if you type in a telephone number, it goes directly to the customer, avoids a lookup. If you can type in pretty much anything you want, like I can type in Mike. And it's a keyword lookup, so it's going to look and say, okay, Mike ordered a bunch of things, and it'll tell you the complete status, everything that Mike is waiting for. It organizes it by invoice. Now, he's ordered things, looks like 4 times here. He ordered things on 9/19. We ordered them on 9/20. Here's the manufacturer we ordered them from. Here's the PO number. And here's the status of what's going on with this particular one. That's the ones that were ordered on this invoice. He came back again, ordered these pots here, and 3 of them came in. He also came back again. We haven't ordered them. Pots we have in stock are right here. These 3 pots have come in. If he wants to pick them up at this particular time, we can click invoice. It'll bring the invoice and we can bill it out. There again, watch the special order section for detail on how to process special orders. Processing special orders, you'll need to also do this occasionally. Customers will order pots and then call up and say, I changed my mind, I don't want it. In that case, you're going to want to delete the special order. You may or may not want to refund the deposit. There again, watch the special order function. We'll be going into that in detail. Store-to-store transfer. If you're a multi-location dealer, you'll be doing store-to-store transfers. The system does have the capability of telling you, what pots are in what locations and all that kind of good stuff. And there again, watch the video in detail if you are a multi-store location dealer. Gift cards, credit cards, things like that. There again, if you're selling gift cards, which most of our customers are, it's a great tool. You can activate a card, which means you're going to pick up a card. Somebody's going to say, okay, I want to get a $50 card, a $25 card, a $10 card. You can activate it. You can add to a card. If somebody's got a card, they just want to add money to it, you can do that. You can just check the balance. If somebody comes in and says, hey, how much do I have left on this card? So all those functions are done here. Okay, take a deposit or close a service work order. What is that for? Okay, that's another option in the system. As you know, the system has many, many options to work differently. If you're the type of dealer where you have many departments, but you have one cash register, and everybody needs to go to that one cash register to pay, well, this would be the cash register. You could be able to take deposits for service. You'd be able to close out a service work order. There again, there's a special video for dealers that actually have a cashier where everybody, whether it be a pot sale, whether it be service, whether it be a new unit, has to go to the cashier to ring up money or pay their bills, pay their account. So watch the video on a cashier type dealership. All right, that's a very quick overview on your sales type menu. The next video you should be watching is Pots Invoice Basics. Okay, have a good day.